bigger equipment into the field. You can't do that because it's an English map. The roads are too narrow for huge equipment. I mean, we're already finding it here with things like our cultivator there. And I mean, even the slurry tank is a little bit too big for this map. But that cultivator gets stuck on everything. And the only way I'm making things work is by increasing the width of the field openings and chopping down one hedge on the side of each farm track so that there's enough room to get by. And that's, I mean, it works, but it's not entirely ideal. We've got the folding draper on, which is small for the harvester we've got, but I can't go with a 40-foot header on the harvester that we have, which would be more appropriate for it, because I can't get it into a field and attach it without driving over half the crop. So that's an issue. And also with the smaller header, it does take longer, even for a larger piece of equipment, to do the job, because the head controls how much you pick up, the harvester controls how frequently you have to empty it. But most of my problems on this map are me combining fields together and using the bigger equipment. So my problems are of my own making. It's not an issue of Cavalier Roy has made a bad map. It's me editing the fields in order to maximize certain things, and it's my fault that I have the troubles that I have. So, yeah. But with Oxy's maps, the fields are the fields, and some of them are big and take ages to cut with the equipment that you can get into them. Now, Oakfield Farm I didn't have a problem with. It did have big fields, but they weren't enclosed, so it was possible, if you picked where you were going carefully, you could get large equipment into some of the fields. And even if it meant, okay, I've got to plant a crop that matures by August. I can harvest this crop in August, so I'll plant that on the fields closest to the farm, and then I'll plant crops that are harvestable in September and then October, progressively further away. So I can take my harvester, we'll do the close fields in August, we'll do the slightly further fields in September, driving across the fields we harvested in August in order to get to them, so I'm not driving on the roads. As I say, Oakfield Farm was a good map in that you could use bigger equipment and get away with it. But things like Carmsden, you can't. He's already said you can't delete the walls. You can delete the fences. You can delete the hedges. But if there's a stone wall, it's a permanent fixture, and you're not going to get your big giant piece of equipment past it. But maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible to get the map to work. It's just something I find generally frustrating and puts me off playing a map. It's one of the reasons why I've always liked the Old String Farm, is because the fields are small, the roads are small, but because the fields are small, I can get out there and do a thing in, 10-15 minutes in one field, and then be onto another field, then be onto another field, and it's just successive. Get the work done and move on, and you don't feel that I've been in this field for 2 hours. Why am I still here? Even this job here. Okay, I'm doing a lot of grass collecting, but we've already done one field. And we're well into the second field, and we've only been going for about an hour. 59 minutes and 10 seconds. So, it's a progression. Yeah. I'm moving on. I feel like I'm doing something each time I move to a new field. What's the magnet doing? Oh, it's waiting on me. I need to be unloaded. There you go. Off you go. Or not. I'll go away, shall I? You can get on. I won't watch you. Oh, 22 litres there. That was worth it. Try and finish off these two headlands before we get too deeply engrossed in rows up and down the fields. And as per usual, I didn't get to see in the new year. I think I stayed up till about 9:30, possibly 10 o'clock. I really wasn't feeling it. I don't know what it is. So I think there's something health related going on with me that just doesn't work out too well. Also got down into the basement yesterday. I only did about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of stuff, but I did make a bit of a move on working on the track bed. So if I go down there every couple of days and do a thing, at least it'll be moving on. I won't be just sitting on my back saying, oh, I wish things would happen. It's, you've got to get down there and do a thing. So I did a thing. The problem is the area I've got to work in is quite restricted. So once I've done a couple of things, it's like, okay, I've now got to wait for all of that to dry. So let's go away and do something else for a bit. So I might go down after lunch today. I'll go down there and potter around for a little bit. Check what I did yesterday, make sure that's all stuck together, and then move on to the next thing. Because really the main thing I've got to do now is stick short sections of board together, plot out how the track bed's going to position on the frame, and then I can adjust the frame, or I can then start mounting those up, and potentially I can then buy myself some foam board, and I can mount stuff on the frame and put some of the cut some foam board and mount that on what I did yesterday, type of thing. So I can sort of double the speed I'm working, because I'm able to do 2 separate jobs. I just can't do much of one without ahead of time. But it's the first job I have to do that's restricting, because I need to do that on the bench, and then once it's done and I can move it off the bench onto the baseboard frame, I can move as much of it as I like onto the baseboard frame in one go. It's just limited space on the workbench. And the train boards are an open frame one, not putting full boards on top of it and then mounting stuff on that, which is a choice, but it does mean that the wiring should be easily accessible, because open frame, and the landscaping can go higher and lower from the track line. Oops, done again. So again, we're nearly done with this field. I think the next cartload might be all that we need to do. And he's just gone up there, so he's going to stop, and I need to get this tipped as quickly as I can. I might try and level out the concrete here in front of the bunkers. Don't know how well that'll work. Okay, let's jump out here. That should put us on 500. I think maybe once I've collected all the grass, I'm going to get a grass pusher or a leveler. If the Magnum's done with this, obviously we do have to push some back into the shed, into the bunker, because it's made quite a mess. But once that's all done, it doesn't matter too much if it's it's going to get to 99% and stop. Then I'm going to have to shovel some of that back, which is going to involve the wheel loader, which is a little bit unstable on that bunker, I have found. Actually, it's a little bit unstable in all the bunkers, but which is why I'm thinking a leveler would possibly be the better option. But we'll see how that works out in a while. This field should be done at the end of this, or before the end of this trailer, I think. Oh, and this area needs a service, or could use a service. It's not going to get one. And me talking about levelers probably means that sometime around 4 o'clock this afternoon, game time, there will be a leveler for sale at the store. things are weird like that. So yeah, I was going to do some other things yesterday afternoon, but as I said, I ended up getting frustrated with Farming Simulator. Oh, we're going to get way past this field. And I think as we go, the fields kind of get smaller. So the first one was about 300,000 litres. This one is about 230. The next one should be less than that. I guess we are going to end up with more than 600,000 litres of stuff though. I'll take a break in a moment. Drive down to the store, go get ourselves a leveler, bring it back, stick it on the Magnum and see if a worker can actually use it. Because if he can, then it might make driving up on that first bunker a little bit better. So let's fill him up quick. And okay. So what else are we doing after? Yeah, this is, I mean, and it's frustrating for me in a way, but a lot of what I need to do is just silage for two periods. But once this is done, we've got a 3-month break, and as I said before, I think apart from these 4 fields which will unload into the middle clamp next time, I am not inclined to do anything except bale and wrap what's in fields now. We are getting a little bit more success, or a little bit less issues with the bales doing crazy. I will disconnect the trailer. I think the workshop's empty now, so we'll go and do that. So the last service was at 99 hours. We got 45, 46 until the next one. So that's working quite nicely. How are you doing? I need that up. We're at 87 out of 99, so that's not bad. Oh, engine. Let's go to the store. Down to 136 money. It's all the silage bunkers I've bought in the last 2 days. Real days. I was going to say, I think yesterday I was up to 260,000. and then I had to just delete the bunker and recreate a bunker. I had to do it 3 times every time, 3 bunkers every time I had to change the bunker I'm using. So when they're 40,000 each, that's 120,000. Then you only get 60,000 back when you sell them, and then you buy another lot, and that's 120,000. So yeah, you do use up money quite quickly that way, which is why I'm not too bothered entirely with financial accuracy. Obviously, I do have somewhere in the region of 800,000 litres of maize silage that I'm owed, which will dump in one of the tippers and either sell or feed to cows. And then also I've got I think it was something like 600,000 litres of grass silage. So that's a lot of income, and we will make sure we get credit for that. I may end up doing it off camera, but I might feed the cows first. So in here, and let's find ourselves a leveler. Levelers. Okay, this is 3 meters, 3.745, 2.2, 2.2. Let's go 5. Get big ones. Bye. Yes. Okay. Back. And we crashed into the fence. So 7,500. It's okay. So, hopefully nobody decides to crash into the back of my tractor on the way back to the farm. So that would be a bit sad. And if I can level off the top of that silage, it means that I can get the wheel loader up there. It used to be with course, and I haven't been watching the tractor too closely, but it used to be that when you course played a tractor to compact silage in a bunker, it would tack across from left to right and back to left and right to left, so that it was levelling the entire bunker, not just the middle bit. But it looks like current courseplay iteration is we level off the middle only. Gonna have to pick up all those bales. Actually, September's going to be a good month. And hopefully September should be Saturday. I'm working Thursday, Friday this week. So hopefully Saturday we'll be into September. I'll have fixed all the woes and things will be good. Okay, let's dump that as we drive by. Around about there, that would be good. Let's go get the loading. Well, let's go position ourselves on the loading wagon. I'm not going to get it attached. Actually, I'm seeing a couple of ridges there, so it looks like with this version, or with this silage bunker and whatever, that the the tractor is capable of tracking across. So 5 meters should allow this, if it works. I guess we'll have a look, get this repositioned and go. Well, that's hopeful. A little bit of a problem getting up that slope, but that's unfortunate. I think the problem here might be that it pushes it up, but the pusher gets stuck as soon as it gets fed up and lifts it up. Okay, let's do that. Stop. Go back over there and we'll drop the leveler there.